Hi girls and boys, welcome back to another adventure in handwriting. So let's start with our rhyme. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are my feet flat on the floor? Check your feet are flat on the floor, and if you can't put them flat on the floor, then please don't swing them around. Make sure your chair is tucked in. 5, 6, 7, 8 is my back up nice and straight. Sit nice and tall. Remember your head looks down at your page. You do not have to cuddle your work. 9, 10, 11, 12. This is how my pencil is held. So remember thumb, second finger and third finger. Okay, and we're doing that triangular grip on our pencil. Please make sure you are doing that. It's very, very important, and I still see people each week that do not. So it's really, really important. And now we are ready to start our writing. So let's start with the long date. So watching me, please, nothing in your hands. I'm going from that top dotted line down to the bottom solid line, taking my pencil off, coming from left to right. Keep watching me. Now I'm going to do the U between those two solid lines. And then E, remember E starts in between the two solid lines. It's got a nice loop, comes up and around. Bottom's curved, and we let go a little bit above that bottom solid line. Your turn to write the beginning of Tuesday. Okay, let's keep going. So please watch me very carefully. I'm going to write my S that starts just below that top solid line, and it curves, going around, curves, and the bottom is curvy. Still watching. I'm going to do the D. It's like an A, but it goes up, touches the top dotted line, comes down, then we actually write an A and a Y, which is like a U but with that nice curved bottom. Your turn to write the rest of Tuesday. Okay, I'm going to leave a finger space, so make sure that you're leaving a finger space too. Okay, now today is the 1st of September. Woohoo! It's the beginning of spring. My favourite season. Okay, so watching me, I'm doing a 1, so I'm starting on the top dotted line and I'm just going straight down to the bottom solid line, taking my pencil off. Still watching me, I do an S between those two solid lines, taking it off, and then top to bottom, so like another 1, but then crossing it left to right. Your turn to write first. Guys, you'll notice as well that I'm not putting any little extra bits on the top, and I'm not doing a left to right cross at the bottom of my one, because sometimes people do that. That is not how we do it at school. Please make sure that it looks like this, just a straight line going from the top dotted lines all the way down to the bottom solid lines. So now I'm going to write of. So watching me, please. So remember, starting over on the right, putting our pencil down, going across to the left. Still watching me, going down, touching the bottom solid line, coming up and joining. Okay, remember it has a look of a face or an upside down egg. Now for my F, so still watching me, starting just below that top dotted line, going up, curving like a hook, coming down to the bottom solid line, taking it off, and then crossing it left to right. Your turn. Okay, that's of. So we're in a new month. How exciting. So we get to write capital S. Now capital S, guys, please think about the height of your S's. And I say that because a lot of the time I will see students write capital S's when there should be little s's, and little s's when there should be capital S's. So this is a capital S. So watching me, I start over here on the right, I curve, I did the same things I'd do for a little one, but watching how far down I go. So there's a nice curve there, see, like a C, but then it keeps going, and then it's like a backwards C down here. Okay, so if you have a look, there's a C there, and there's a backwards C here. Okay, so in one nice movement. Can you write your capital S, please? Okay, watching me. So E, remember, is between the two solid lines. P goes down below the bottom solid line, comes up, branches, goes around, down, and it's kind of, it's almost flat with that bottom solid line, but then it curves up a little to join it. Can you write EP? So SEP. And then Tember. Maybe we'll break it up into Tem, and then we'll do Bur. So watching me. So starting up here on that top dotted line, going straight down, the downstroke, crossing from left to right, and then E starts between those two solid lines, and then M, we go down, we come up and branch, go down, come up and branch, go down. Septem. Can you write Tem, please? Okay, now Bur. So watching me, starting on the top solid line, going down, coming up and branching to the top solid line, going around and joining. And then E, getting lots of practice with E between those two solid lines. And then the R. And we've got that nice little branching happening there. So your turn to finish September. So if you think about the word September, 3 syllables, Sep, Tem, Bur, September. That's something a lot of good spellers will do, is they'll break a word, a long word, up into its syllables to try and spell the parts of it. Okay. Now I don't have a whole heap of space left, so I'm going to have to really squeeze my 2020. So remember, I need a comma after the R. I'll have to leave like a half a space. Now watching me, 2 starts below that top dotted line, curves up, comes down to that bottom solid line and across, and then 0. Mine are going to be very, very skinny, so I'm having a bit of trouble fitting in. You will probably fit it in all right because you're not using a marker. 2020. My lines are thicker than yours because I'm using a marker to create my lines. All right, so we've got our long date, Tuesday, 1st of September 2020. What are we focusing on this week? So this week, we are focusing on the letter P. So let's start with capital P. So capital P. Okay, so capital P is 2 strokes. Watching me really carefully, the first stroke starts on the top dotted line and goes straight down, and we take it off. So it's a bit like when we, well actually it's just like when we write a 1 or an L or a capital I, same stroke. So then I come back up to that top dotted line and I'm going to do what's called a clockwise stroke. So we're going to make like a half a circle. So I'm going to bring that out, curve that around, and it's going to curve nicely onto that top solid line. And that's capital P. Watch me again. Please do not do it yet. So I'm going to go down, take my pencil off the page, and then I'm going to go from the left to the right around, coming back to the left. Okay, so 2 strokes. Your turn. Let's fill out this row. Down, around, down, around, down, around, down, around, down, around, down, around, down. Notice how I've been using my finger the whole time to make those spaces. Okay, now I don't have any more space. Please do not try and fit any more in. There are some of my lovely people where I see just some of them trying to do that each week. They try and squeeze extra ones in different places, but we don't want you to do that. Okay, so please make sure you keep your finger spaces at all times. All right, so you should have a row of uppercase or capital P. Good time to check if you are happy with your spacing and that you've got them all on the correct lines. All right, let's move to the next set of lines. So we're going to write lowercase p. So watching me first, please, we go from the top solid line, so down below the bottom solid line, and this one's different to capital P because you come back up. Okay, and then you go around, you branch, come around, join. Okay, remember capital P was different. Let me just use a different pen. Capital P was different because we went down and then we took our pencil off the page and did our loop for our half circle. But this is different because you go down and then you keep it on and come up, branch, go around. Okay, watch me one more time, please. So I'm going to go top solid line, down, all the way down, coming up, branching, coming out, and doing that nice curve. And as you notice, it's not a round, like it doesn't look like a circle, does it? It's almost like a teardrop in there. All right, so we're going to complete our row. So I will work on mine. You can work on yours. And remember, if you forget for a moment how to form lowercase p, that means how to shape it, how to make it, where to start, then just look up at the interactive whiteboard and you will be able to see what you need to do, because I'm here doing them as well. Okay. It's quite peaceful doing handwriting. Okay, and I've got space for just one more. But then I definitely don't have any more space after that. Okay, as you can see, we've got those nice little triangles happening here as well. Okay, so you want to see that happening. All right, now we're going to do our combination. So remember, we put a capital together with a lowercase, an uppercase and a lowercase. Watching me, please. Really important. Let's get the rhythm of it, so the pattern. So we go down, off, semicircle, down, up, branch, round, join. Okay, so capital P, lowercase p. As you can see, they're different heights. And they don't look completely the same either. Capital P, or uppercase P, doesn't have that little triangle happening and there's no branching. Whereas lowercase p does. And if you have a look at the loop, or the hole inside, they're different shapes. So this one's like a semicircle, a half circle, whereas this one is more like almost like a teardrop. A sideways teardrop or a raindrop. Alright, so watching again, going down, taking it off, semicircle, down, up, branch, round, join. Okay, your turn, and I'm going to keep filling out my row. Please do check that you've got your letters on the correct lines. That is so important because some people will still not start it on the correct lines. Okay, so remember, capital P starts from that top dotted line. Make sure that's where yours is sitting. Okay, and capital P should be between, lowercase p should be between the two solid lines. Okay, remember to keep leaving those finger spaces. I'm showing it to you, but now I'm going to say it as well. So make sure you leave finger spaces between your combinations. I'm not going to fit any more there. Okay, so if we zoom out and have a look, this is what we have. We have our long date, a row of uppercase P, a row of lowercase p. We have a combination row, and now we're going to do our wordplay. So heading to that last set of lines, what is our word this week? Our word for this week is the word peace. And remember, peace is a homophone. There are two types of peace. So there is the peace as in quiet and a feeling of being calm. That's one type of peace. The other piece is a part of something, like, can I have a piece of cake, please? Or this is a piece of the puzzle. So we are going to write peace as in the calm, quiet kind. So watching me, please. So I'm doing my lowercase p, branching, coming around, E between the two solid lines, A. Okay, now you can hear a S sound, but it's what we call soft C. Have a look at soft C. There it is. And it's a soft C because an E comes after it. Okay, so with soft C, by the way, you don't have to do this part. You just have to write the word. So you can write the word peace, but keep listening. So guys, sometimes when you hear S, it might actually be a C. Okay, it's usually near the end of the word, although you can get it at the start of a word as well. So that's when you have C with an E behind it. By the way, you're not writing these bits, I'm just showing you. Or if you have C with an I next to it. Or if you have C with a Y. Okay. See, so there's CE, like at the end of peace. CI, I think of a word like city. That's CITY, city. Or CY, cycle. I think of like a bicycle or a unicycle. That's sigh. See how they all have a S sound, but they have to have an E, an I, or a Y coming after them. So that's peace. That's our base word. So now we're going to change piece. We're going to add a suffix to it. So watching me again, this is your second chance to watch carefully. So I'm going to write P, E, between those two solid lines, A, C, E. Can you write piece again, please? Okay, so we're going to put a suffix on the end of this word. Remember, a suffix is a word ending, something that goes on the end of a word, and it changes the meaning slightly. Sometimes it can change the meaning a lot. So we're going to change piece to peaceful. Please watch carefully. Now remember, when the full suffix is on the end of a word, it's just F-U-L, not F-U-double-L, okay? When we spell full as in I'm feeling full, I can't eat anymore. Or, you know, this pencil case has got so many pencils, it's full. That's F-U-double-L, two L's. But when it's a suffix on the end of a word, it only becomes one L. So watching me, I'm going to come just below that top dotted line, and I'm going to go around and down and cross it from left to right, and then U and L. Peaceful. Your turn to write full, the suffix full. So peaceful means to be feeling peace. I feel peaceful. You can't say I am feeling peace. Well, actually, I guess you can say I'm feeling peace, but usually it'd say I'm feeling peaceful, or this room is really peaceful, or that activity was very peaceful. So full of peace, full of calm, full of a quiet calm. Peaceful. Okay, we're going to write one more word. So again, it's going to start with our base word of peace. So watch me again. Okay, how lucky you get three chances to watch the word peace being written. So top solid line going down, below the bottom solid line coming up, branching out, E between the two solid lines, A, and guys, as you'll notice, we always form the letters the same way. It never changes. E always starts between the two solid lines. You know, P always starts over here and goes below and comes back up. It's always the same. So can you write peace again, please? This will be the last time that you write peace. But remember, that's our base word. We've still got more to go. Okay. We're going to change peace into peacefully. Peacefully. So peacefully is what we call the adverb. It helps us to describe the way a verb was done. So for example, you know, if someone's sitting there quietly reading their book, you might say, he sat and peacefully read his book. So it's describing the way he read it. He read it with peace. He read it peacefully. Or she sat and watched the movie peacefully. So you're watching in a peaceful way. You're doing it peacefully. So, watching me, fully is a little bit different from full. Okay, funnily enough, when you write peaceful, or you put full on the end of a word, you get rid of one L. But when you write fully, it's like the word fully. So watching me, it's F. And across, you're just watching, not writing. U. L. So we've got peaceful, but we need Lee. So it's like peaceful and then Lee. Peacefully. Peacefully. Long word. How many letters is that? 5, 10. 10 letters. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10. Gee, peacefully. Peacefully. And you know what, young people? When you learn these words in handwriting and you learn how to put suffixes on the end, you can do that in your own writing. You know, when you write stories, when you write narratives, when you write informative texts or persuasive texts, use this understanding that you get when we do handwriting to help you in other areas that would be really, really useful. All right, so let's have a look. All right, we should have the long date. We should have a row of uppercase P. We should have a row of a lowercase p. We should have a row of the combination, capital and lowercase. And we should have our word play at the bottom of peace, peaceful and peacefully. Remember though, we're not finished yet. So please, please, please have a look at your finger spaces. I want you to think about whether they are finger spaces. That's really important as well, guys, as a finger space should be a finger, okay? You should be able to fit one finger between each of them, okay? As you can see, no matter where I go, I can fit a finger between my letters or my words because I made sure I left finger-sized spaces. Oh, except for that one. That's the only one because I just squeezed that. Okay, so make sure you've left finger spaces. Make sure that these are on the correct lines. Okay, we've already talked about that a bit. So, congratulations on completing another week of handwriting. Please listen carefully to your teacher. They may want your book open and ready for them to mark, or they may want your book closed because they're going to have a look at it a little bit later. Thanks for joining me again for another week of handwriting. Have a great week. Bye.